joining me for your June Astro Tarot Forecast. My name is Audrey Alison, and I'm shuffling the Game of Thrones Tarot for the divination portion of this reading. And I'll be going over the astrology for the month. It's eclipse season, and we have a Mercury retrograde, and we're in quarantine. So there's a lot going on. Let's get to it. Thank you for choosing me as your reader. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you choosing me for your private readings. I love what I do, and it's because of you. So, hi. On the 5th of June, we've got a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Sagittarius. And this eclipse affords closure. It's the ending, it's the release. It's a culmination in the second sector for you, which is about your earnings. When does Scorpio get to go to work or feel better about what they're worth? The second house is about value, how you value yourself and how others value you, what you're paid. Some Scorpios aren't moving forward with old ways of working and putting something behind them, an old job, or if you were furloughed or laid off, you're doing something entirely different for your earnings. And these eclipses afford us the download that we need to know where to go, the awareness of which direction to go. Let's listen during these eclipse times. Mercury slows down on the 18th of June through July 12th. And Mercury is our communication planet and our planet of intellect and analysis. So when he slows down at 14 degrees of Cancer back through 5 degrees in your 9th house of belief systems and travel, that's not advised for travel, just normally in our world right now, but especially during a Mercury retrograde where a lot can be delayed and go misinterpreted or uninformed. So the 9th house is about your belief system, your politics, your philosophies, your religion, the things that make you you, that you say define you. And there is a reassessment here in all of that. And the 9th house is even the metaphysical and your approach to spirituality. You can afford a revision here, Scorpio. Revise, review, rewrite your definition of self. And less is more. Less wording is more during a Mercury retrograde. It isn't a time for contracts or negotiations, but it's a time for inner work, reflection, and strategizing, planning. We've all had a lot of time on our hands to do all of that, but your particular retrograde is in a sector that affords you a realignment for a lot of things you're doing in life, for how much you're spending online, even in courses. The 9th house is about study and learning, and you might go through an investigation of, what do I need to learn? What am I missing? What have I always wanted to study? This is your time to go for it. Our sun enters Cancer, where Mercury retrogrades on the 20th, so we have our summer solstice a day earlier on June 20. And the next day, on June 21st, we have our new moon solar eclipse at 0 degrees of Cancer, the nurturing sector on the solar wheel. But for you, this is the 9th house, new course of study. A new road to success for Scorpio. And if you have been on hold, like most people, like the majority, like 33.5 million Americans, just in our country alone, that's how many people have filed for unemployment, I think. But all around the world, I'm sure it's just an obnoxious amount of people that are out of work. And things are brewing for you idea-wise. And these eclipses are trigger points for this whole quarantine altogether. And we will see a new pace to life around June 21st. On the 27th of June, Mars enters Aries, where he is very comfortable, and he remains there through the rest of 2020, through January 6th of 2021 in your health sector. Wow. This is where you could use Mars, stamina, drive, determination to heal, to feel better, to create a regimen of new health and diet, and participation in routine and regimen. This planet affords you a 6-month time frame to commit and energize your health and wellness, your diet. You expel a lot of energy when Mars is in the 6th house and the 1st house. So this is about getting your weight in order and tending to your responsibilities and your commitments. But you can get this done quickly too. Mars, it's not a drag to do. It's like, oh, let's get this going. I feel like I have stamina to do this. I have stamina to walk the extra mile today. And on June 30th, Jupiter and Pluto go exact 24 degrees conjunct in Capricorn in the 3rd house. I would expect tensions and or redirection with siblings, or to not really go out and be the public neighborhood picnic party goer that day in the neighborhood or local areas, because Jupiter and Pluto together is a drastic change or a massive loss somehow, and it's falling in this 3rd sector. So communication, don't say too much. Less is more for you in this month. And overall, in a global arena, we'll hear of some announcement that day that will be pretty big, informing us of change, maybe a new method going forward of how we're to live. But in a personal level, this will affect you more intimately in your 3rd house of siblings and neighbors or neighborhoods. Let's see what's here in the Tarot, Scorpio. My hands are ready, and I'm ready to see what's here. If you'd like a private reading with me, I'm at audreyalison.com. I read all through the week, and you can look on my homepage and see what I'm offering for June. We have a summer goddess planner for 2020 available. And there's also, that's available in June, and also Melissa Accessories collaboration for Seasons in Stone summer solstice bracelets will be available. Here are your cards, Scorpio. Ace of Fire, yes. Get moving. Mars in the 6th house of wellness and health. This is the card of action and fire, energy, get going. It's a card of yes and a card of attraction. So if you had a question you were asking yourself, the Ace upright is a yes. Let's see. 4 of Cups. In the past positioning, you can let go of loss, of heartache, depression. Some of you are low. You can't blame yourself for feeling low due to the circumstances that we were put in. But 4 of Cups says don't cry over spilled milk or wine. There's always more. So a little drop more. Let go of the feeling of depression. Focus on what keeps you positive and uplifted as much as you can. And have patience with yourself. Temperance. He's studying. He's about the 9th house. Temperance is the card of Sagittarius. That is the solar 9th house on the wheel. Study and education are important for Scorpio. Some of you have training that's needed for a new course of work or certification that's coming through. Let's see what else. One more card. And the 7 of Cups. Some things are still a mystery. This water. The water energy for Scorpio is present. Some things are still a mystery. and can't be seen right now. Bran can't see everything until he has a vision. Allow for the download in eclipse season. He's a channeler. On that show, I don't know if you watch Game of Thrones, everyone, but Bran is clairvoyant and a claircognizant, clairsentient being. And he receives downloads. So in eclipse season, the portal between the sun and the moon is in an exact alignment. And this is the time of download. If you don't naturally receive them, then this is the time where you'll get very close to your own download. So pay attention to your signs and your messages that you receive in eclipse period. Have patience with yourself. Throw yourself into the learning of a subject that you've desired, or to read more strongly about what it is you think you believe in. That's interesting, because that's a phrase that it's like it's being given as if to say, you might be so used to saying you are a such and such, a this that defines you, a this that defines you, but your beliefs aren't in alignment with that, some of you. So do some reading about what you really resonate with, and limit your wording about yourself in terms of who you are and what you are. You're just a soul in a body, trying to find his way home to ascension. But let's keep it light on the outro. I feel like the one thing you could do is not overwhelm yourself with what hasn't worked out for you. Focus on where you can move forward in the future. Thank you so much, Scorpio. I appreciate you. And remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.